This is a very obnoxious temperature, and whenever you're in the heat of the day and you're thinking you might shut down, there's still chores to do. So we thought we would do the thing that you should have done but did not do at the early part of the season. We're talking about frost blankets. It's a really good idea to make sure those are clean and ready for next season. There's no judgment. None of us cleaned our frost blankets because we're transplanting and getting our irrigation set up and everything that we have to do in the spring. But now that it's hot, we're going to cool off and still get some chores done. Let's clean some frost blankets. Now this frost blanket is not too bad, but there's still dirt, there's still mud, there's still stains. You might be thinking, what's the big deal? As that dirt accumulates over the time, it's restricting the amount of airflow and it's restricting the amount of available daylight to those plants. Remember, this is going to be used in the wintertime whenever light is a lot less than what it is right now. So we want to get all of those stains. You're never going to get it 100% clear, but just to clean it out, get those pores opened up. That's part of the good thing about frost blanket is it's open and it's airy, and it still allows for a nice transfer of air while still retaining heat. By knocking down all of this dirt and grime and getting rid of some of those stains, you're not only going to have something better for your plants, but you're going to have frost blanket that's going to last, I'm hoping, just 2 or 3 more years, so you don't have to buy it again. But let's take care of what we have. You wash your clothes every week, I hope. Do they? Do they wash their clothes? All right, so let's prep the area and get it ready. Okay, so everybody's setup is going to be a little bit different. Fortunately, we have this sidewalk with this other sidewalk, and so we have a nice, what we're going to do, have a clean area to go ahead and work this frost blanket. Because remember, if you're working in the dirt and you get it wet, you put it right back in the dirt, you're back right where you were a second ago. So we're gonna clean this area, and then I'm going to go over the rest of the tools in the setup. So for the cleaning setup, I'm going to put the frost blanket on this side. I've got a little bit of dirt over here. So as I clean it, I wanna make sure that it's coming to something that there's not possible to get any dirt on. So we're going to put the frost blanket here. The frost blanket could be much wider, and you're gonna see that we're just gonna funnel. And we're just basically going to use this piece of pipe between 2 sawhorses to help easily and gently bring this up and down and over this 2x6, which is just going to be the cleaning surface. Now, as far as the tools that I have a brush that I'm going to use to scrape up any of the stains. I don't know what your grandma used to clean her pots, but if she had this, she would have got a lot more stuff done. I'm a big fan of this Dawn Heavy Duty Power Shot. It has a nice foam. Hopefully you've used it before, but just to be able to spray it, work it in with this hand brush. And there's different strengths. There's like a medium. I wouldn't use a soft brush or a stiff brush, but a nice medium brush to really get in here. Warning, do not use a pressure washer for your frost blanket. It's gonna tear it up, it's gonna prematurely wear it out, and it's actually gonna be the opposite effect of what we're trying to do. So to that end, we have our hose hooked up. I like a sprayer with a variable nozzle. Sometimes you'll see like a jet and a shower and other things like this, but hopefully you can see it. And that way, if I have a concentrated stain that I really need to get in there, I can jet it down. And then as I'm doing general cleaning and just knocking the dust off, I can open it up a little bit. So hopefully you can find something like this. We did get this one at Home Depot if you're looking for this one specifically. Now the other nozzle that you may be attracted to is these brass nozzles, which if this is like the poor guy's pressure washer here. I do love these. I don't think I would even go this far on this project. Again, we're not trying to tear up the fabric itself. So think gentle, think a little bit of soap and suds, think a little bit of a medium brush, think a little bit of a variable nozzle. Let's get into it. So I know that I want all of this stuff kind of close at hand, so I'm just going to put them on the side. I'm going to wind out the fabric and then just going to bring it in. Don't worry about if it's blowing about in the wind like ours is and getting in the dirt. We're fixing to clean it off anyway. So from this point, remember, most frost blanket, 10 feet, 12 feet, 15 feet, somewhere in that area. No matter the size, we're going to neck it down to right here and just go back and forth. Now, if you have a longer piece, the same thing works, but you may just want to extend your poles and your board and still probably have that accordion style depending on the size of your cloth. So we're going to bring it up and we can pull off any of these big fragments or pieces of mulch that kind of got stuck there from last season. We're going to bunch it up, and from here, we're going to bring it on and we're going to leave it down here below. It's going to kind of knock the water off and give us room to work, and when we get done, we'll take it to dry. So we'll just start wetting it down. You're going to find a lot of this is just going to brush right off anyway. Now, if you see, we kind of have that transparent look, and that's kind of what I'm looking for, is to knock down all the transparency. You can kind of see what you're doing. It takes longer to get the edges done, and then we can bring them up. I'm not going to soap up this entire situation. I'm just going to hit the stains. Just gonna brush it out. A little bit goes a very long way. There's another stain. Gonna comb that dirt out. You can tell the suds are kind of going down. It's gonna kind of pre-wash some of that for you. This is not the glamorous part of farming Instagram tries to show you. And if you're asking, can I just put this in the washer? I highly doubt any of us, unless you have a commercial big size 30 or 50, 60 pound washer, that your washer's going to be able to take this without getting lopsided and kind of mess up your bearings and stuff. So between that and the mulch, not a good idea to keep it inside of the washing machine. There's an example of that accordion where we're moving this over, doing this edge. Likely this is where a sandbag was or another weight. That tends to be where all the dirt accumulates. So we're gonna do that run. Just gonna pull it up a few inches. And again, you're gonna see some of these stains are gonna be pretty stubborn. If you can't get them out right away, it's likely that they're not going to come out. So this is a make it better, not make it perfect situation. And I'm liking pre-soaking in between the bar and the board to kind of let the suds start doing their work. Now, as you can see, we're already blowing off a lot of the mulch and debris and it's collecting down there. Here in a second, I may go down there and pick some of that off. So as you're going along, just pay special attention to the stains, get out the brush whenever you need it. Again, this is just make it a lot better. You don't have to get it back to factory finish. We're just looking to improve the lifespan best we can. Okay, now that we're at the end, we have this nice pile of at least cleaner frost blanket that we're then going to take. I'm gonna put it on a trailer that we have, clamp down a couple ends, spread it out, clamp down the other ends, and let it dry. I would let this stuff sit out at least until the sun goes down, pull it before the dew comes up. As long as it's super dry, put it inside of a tote box, put it with all the snap clamps or anything else you're using to tie it down. That way, whenever the fall comes around, everything's in one unit and the rats hadn't got into it and it's nice and dry and it's not molded. There's no point of cleaning this and then putting it up wet and then causing yourself some mold issues. Now that it's summertime, we're working on a lot of this non-fun chores. If there's something you would like to see tip-wise or anything like that, please leave it in the comments below. We're working, so we might as well show you what we're doing, but if you have something you're super interested in, we'd like to see it. We'll see you in the next episode, bootstrapfarmer.com.